I'm on it.
Better be. Sweet.
Move out! Okay, let's go! Okay, let's go! Covering, go!
Yeah. I'm sure these bright white outfits will not be totally easy to spot.
I'm covering, go! Changing mags!
I see.
Reloading! Reloading!
Where the hell are they? Moving very fast. You guys gonna like, attack or what?
Copy, I'm on it.
Really? Guys are frozen
On the
in
way.
terror. Go
On the way. On the way. Copy. Solid copy.
Oh, no. Sweet. Wait, Rex. Nukes.
Okay, let's go.
Go, buddy.
covering. Go! Move! Cover me! Cover and fire! Move! Cover and fire! Okay, let's go! Cover it! Go! Cover and fire! Move out! Go! I'll cover! Cover me! Okay, let's go! Okay, let's go! Cover me! Cover me! Cover me! Cover and fire! Go! I'll cover! Cover me! Go! Moving! Cover me! I'm covering! Go! Okay, let's go! On the move! Move out! On the move! Covering! Go! Moving! Move! Move out! Moving! I'm covering! Go! Moving! On the move! I'm covering! Go! I'm covering! Go! Okay, let's go! Cover me! Go! Moving! I'm covering! Go! Okay, let's go! Covering! Go! Move out! What's your position? What's your position? APC, 300 meters, south. APC, 300 meters, southeast. APC, 300 meters, southeast.
This is fine. Eviscerated. Rex. Why not? I have one of those guns.
Okay, let's go.
Come on, this guy's a visor and everything.
Man, 75 meters front.
We would at least have night vision. I really want to try the Palpatine hands. Alright. It's like an E11 blaster. Enough for Boba Fett, right? it's one of those things. Bow rifle, right.
scope doesn't work. There it is.
Yeah, gotta use this. Yeah, it does area effect. Thing. Ooh, has those. Vader saber looks good. Further later. That's weird. everything you really need. Six. It's definitely the right gun. Yeah.
Waiting.
That probably broke it. Totally broke it. Alright. Where is he? Still dude. Completely broken. Maybe. scopes. It's weird that only 3 of those work. Yeah, have to fix it. Death Troopers. Oh. Alright. It's good enough for the Death Troopers. Take a hand solo blaster. Confusing. future grenades. There we go. These all suck. weapons, Halo armor.
Yo, Orgy.
Hey, hey.
What are you up to?
Oh, just modding Halo.
Halo?
Or Halo into Arma.
Sounds exciting.
Oh yeah, lots of fun.
Doesn't seem like many of you guys are on tonight.
Yeah, people were on earlier.
I don't know, the past few nights when I've gone to work, I've seen like a bunch of people in here.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell if I have this mic too close or what it... I just set up the new mic before.
Yeah, it seems good.
Cool. Oh no, I went to open PUBG and it like immediately crashed. I haven't played PUBG in forever. Not forever, but a while.
I'm excited about the vaulting.
What's this?
How you'll be able to jump through windows and stuff.
That's kind of cool. I just really wish that they'd fix the servers. I think that's my biggest thing for PUBG.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing for lots of games. Arma's probably the worst for that. Even with dedicated servers, the game pretty much runs like crap. But you can get like 4 or 8 people on Rambo's computer and it's fine.
Still have good old Counter-Strike though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all about bigger is better for like how many players and how big of a map you can go. So Arma pretty much kills it with 120 player count and the map that's just like, you know, almost the size of the Earth in scale.
Yeah.
Not quite, but you know, they are real maps and they're pretty large.
The only thing that I don't like about that is there's not really so much. I mean, I guess in some ways maybe there's more, but like the tactical aspect of like learning a map and stuff like that is kind of lost at that point.
You would think so, but you play these enormous maps enough times, you're like, oh yeah, I know like the names of all these towns, I know all the best roads in. It's kind of crazy.
Right, but you're not going to remember like every individual window of every individual town. Like
No,
I
no,
I
you
know
won't.
on PUBG a lot of this stuff, but you know there's still like I don't know where a tree is like specifically or you know
Yeah.
what have you.
It is very much like PUBG in that respect, and all the buildings are like cookie cutter, right? So there's only like 8 building types, and then all the buildings are just one of those.
Yeah.
Still, it's enough. I like how you can enter every building, you can destroy every building. Like, it's pretty good. I understand why it runs like shit. It's way too ambitious of a game.
Yeah.
That's
I'm kind of
the
curious about
same
Star
thing.
Citizen for that.
Yeah, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, the same issues.
I'm curious if Star Citizen will overcome. I mean, they have the advantage of learning from Elite's mistakes, kind of at this point.
Thing is, Elite's overcome quite a bit. Not in its network performance, but in its actual like FPS performance. It's improved leaps and bounds over
Yeah.
like the beta. It used to run like shit, and now it runs perfectly. Graphically, not not networking, obviously. Let's see, Arma doesn't have that perfect graphic thing down at all. It's not using multi-threading. It doesn't use multi-CPUs. It's garbage.
Oh, a lot of games are like that.
Yeah, Elite's not like that though.
That's why. Well, it depends. Like, not many of them will actually even use like some of them will use like up to 2 processor cores. Some of them will be able to use like 4, but like I think very few can actually optimize like the 8 processor cores and shit
Yeah,
like that.
no one's optimizing 8, but most will optimize at least
Well,
dual.
yeah.
The Arma doesn't even do it; just does single only. It's ridiculous.
That's the thing that kind of boggles my mind a little bit, though, with some of the new processors coming out, is like it's still not necessarily better to have like 50 bajillion like processor cores because most games really don't even know what the hell to do with it.
This game though, like when you're drawing 15-kilometer draw distances and you're trying to do the scale of these maps and render down tiny little details and destroy buildings and 100 different NPCs all moving around at once, you want multi-threading.
Oh, of course, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying I don't think like, you know, I don't think a lot of the new processors that are coming out, sadly, are as good as they could be.
No,
Just
they're
because
not.
of optimization.
Although those Ryzens, I'm pretty happy with the price point they're at.
Oh, I agree. Like the Ryzen and like the new Intel, like I'm almost tempted, honestly, to buy a 7700K over one of the new Intels, just because, or one of the new, like I think it's like the 8700 or whatever, just based solely on the fact that you can't really fully utilize it. It seems like they've kind of like priced themselves out a little bit. Not just price themselves out, but they run so hot that you actually can't even clock them as well.
Okay, I spawned a T-800 Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. I'm gonna go try and take it out.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got thermal detonators, Star Wars blasters, a rocket launcher from Star Wars, Han Solo's blaster.
Jesus.
I should be armed enough for this. Should be.
One would hope.
Well, I don't know. I think this thing's invincible, and it's freaking Arnold. He's got like a shotgun. I think he can whip out that chain gun. There's lots of different weapons. I put him in a mission once just to see what he could do, and he was taking down battle mechs and stuff by himself.
Nice.
Yes.
I still have to actually hop into Arma at some point.
Oh, you should. I'm doing all crazy things with it. Crazy things.
Like, so I hear.
You saw my nuke?
I didn't see it, but I read your whole thing about it.
I had to sit through 6 minutes of 1 FPS.
Ouch.
I didn't put that in the video. I cut that part out. Because I was too close to it. And it killed me twice. Just once from the blast and then once from the fallout. Good times, good times. Hey, you wouldn't think a Terminator would make such a big heat source, but there you go. He's hiding behind that bush. I think he's got thermals too, since he's a Terminator and all.
I actually haven't really even hopped in Star Citizen much in a while. I've been tempted to hop into that.
Yeah, man, that is looking crazy good. They keep releasing, like, you know, hours long of footage of people playing that game, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
But it's like Elite. There's literally nothing to do in it right now except go to the, like, 10 places
I like
they have
Arena
set up.
Commander. Arena Commander is fun, like the PvP stuff.
I mean, that's the thing. That even the single player is not my main interest. It's obviously that persistent universe. If they get that right, I'll be living in there.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I think I like the first-person mode, though, too. Like, I like the collective of it. It's, like, kind of like, hey, what if we took, like, PUBG and combined it with, like, Elite Dangerous?
Well, I hit him once, and then he started booking it at, like, 80 kilometers down the road.
The other thing that I also like about Star Citizen is it doesn't appear that they're actually trying to do, like, engineering or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which takes a lot of the complications out of it. I mean, yes, you can upgrade a lot of your ships. There's a lot of modularity in it, but it's like pretty linear. It's like, you know, you take this off, you put this in. That's it.
That's the thing. Elite waited for their expansion to put all that in, and that pissed a lot of people off because that's not what they were buying into originally, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't... At this point, like, I can't really hate the fact that there's, what do you call it on it?
No, I get it. I mean, it wouldn't be the same game without it, but yeah. I understand the grind. It's the RNG on top of the grind that needs to go, and they seem to be fixing it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'd imagine the player base is already gone, though. Like, people seem to just be leaving that and waiting for Star Citizen now.
Oh, with Elite?
Yeah. I mean, some people still play. I see people in there, and I jump in every once in a while, but I just can't really bring myself to sit in there and play it all the time like I used to.
Yeah, same. I mean, I hopped in the other day and played, but that's about the extent of what I can muster usually.
I don't know if the AI just doesn't have the ability to attack me or what's going on. It's really weird. This whole uniform dampens my thermal signature really nicely, though. Except for this big, bright Star Wars gun. And then I found there's like a portable nuke you can strap to your belt, but then the modder is like, yeah, it's just a prop. I was like, oh. Make that shit functional. I need to make a mission with a manned portable nuke.
Where the hell this guy got to out here?
I know, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm hunting this Terminator through the countryside.
Yeah, this guy just ran out, killed this other guy. I shot at him and he ran away.
Ah, PUBG. The game where nobody has ammo.
Well, no, like I shot at the guy and he ran away like immediately.
Well, there's Arnold. Gun his ass down. I think he has no weapons. 7 times. He has no gun though, so he's just running away. It's funny. My dude's too tired to chase him. Switch to rocket launchers here.
There you go.
Ooh, that killed him. If it bleeds, we can kill it. I just killed the Terminator with the rocket launcher. Yeah, I don't think he was armed. Yeah, he had Terminator clothes on and nothing else except a watch and radio. A map. I don't know if they can die to normal guns, but they sure can die to explosives.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, sorry. I just changed the quality setting of the microphone, and I think it like kicked my mic out for a minute, so I had to hop out of Discord and back in real quick.
It'll do that. Alright, now it's time to fight velociraptors.
There's so many, like, so much shit going on with games lately that I can't keep up with it all. Especially with how much I've been working lately for, like, the holiday stretch.
What games? Isn't it just Arma and the other one? Destiny 2?
Well, Star Citizen just had the anniversary.
Yeah, that's... Star Citizen is basically ignore until they release thing. You don't need to waste your time following that shit. It might never come out.
Well, no, I like the anniversary stuff because it gives you an opportunity to back, and you can also get a bunch of ships like that you may not have been able to or may have missed out on. Like I missed the Buccaneer, which was the one ship that I really, really wanted to get, and like I missed the sale for it. And I picked it up on the anniversary sale. I actually CCU'd a ship that had LTI to get LTI on it too, so. For the normal cost of the ship, I got the ship with lifetime insurance on the hull, so. And then the Star Citizen Destiny 2 just released their first DLC literally today. So I mean, there's a bunch of shit going on with a bunch of the games right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could play Star Citizen, you could play Destiny, or you could blast velociraptors and Terminators with Star Wars weapons in Arma 3.
This is true.
Oh shit, he clawed me. Clever girl. That one almost got me. And I'm using Star Wars weapons with that assault rifle. This would be instant death.
Jay's been bugging out with Destiny 2 quite a bit lately.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I'm like changing my stream title, I get to see it. It's like auto-hosting it. Looks cool. It reminds me of Halo.
I never really played Halo much, so I don't really have a point of reference. I never played Destiny 1 for that matter.
You should go back and play Halo, like 1, 2, and 3. The good games that Bungie made.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that I'm too interested in Halo. I've never been really that interested in Halo, honestly.
Yeah, I wasn't really that interested in the gameplay. It's okay. It's the same as Destiny basically, but older. But the story is where it's at.
Yeah. Does it actually have a good storyline?
Yeah. I mean, if you ever played Mass Effect, the storyline is like 100 times better, but kind of the same idea.
Gotcha.
If you ever like seen Star Wars or Star Trek, they're almost as good as Halo. Halo might be the best sci-fi out there. Like, they should just make a Halo movie already. It's so awesome.
Halo always came across to me as being like a cheesy, like pseudo, like almost like Unreal Tournament type game. But in the same
Mm,
token, like
sort of. No, it's more like I guess it's more like Doom, if anything.
yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely, oh, Halo. It's just, it was so good. That's the thing. It was really the first 3D console good FPS that they made, and it was a total
well,
sci-fi.
that's the thing though. I don't really like the console FPS play.
Yeah, neither did I. But Halo was the one that they actually got the FPS consoles basically all use that scheme now that Halo invented.
Yeah.
It made it so you could play a console FPS instead of like having to play it on PC. I still prefer PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story is just so good. Like, I'm trying to think of what's close to it. Oh, StarCraft. StarCraft is kind of the same idea. 3 alien species, all like there's more advanced aliens than us, and then monstrous aliens that the humans and the more advanced aliens have to team up to fight. But they were originally enemies.
Yeah.
So it's the same story as StarCraft basically, but like kind of different and really good. Like surprisingly, it shouldn't be as good as it is.
Oh shit.
I think they were just trying to make StarCraft for the Mac is what was happening, and so there's lots of StarCraft copying there.
Yeah.
There's a reason like Halo 2 was the best-selling game of all time. 'Cause Halo 1 was surprisingly good. It shouldn't have been good, and then Halo 2 was even better, and then Halo 3 was like a next-gen leap. So it was, it could have been bad or good, and it ended up being good as well.
Yeah.
And then Bungie went to go make Destiny, and Halo 4 sucked, and Halo 5 sucked, and I'm assuming Halo 6 is going to suck or already sucks. I haven't been paying attention.
I don't really usually keep up with any of the console games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I dated a girl for a little bit who was all about Call of Duty. I actually bought it so she could play it when she came over, but I never touched it.
Well, Call of Duty Zombies is cool, but I played the first 4 games, and I think Modern Warfare 2. And Black Ops 1. I think that's where I stopped. I was playing Xbox 360 and then I got back to PC.
Yeah.
Thing is, Call of Duty on PC is like all broken. They make it shitty on purpose, bad ports and stuff.
I just don't like the the controls, like the joystick controls. I just think are a terrible idea in general for FPS games.
Well,
You
yeah,
basically have to have like auto aiming, which kind of takes like the whole purpose out of like doing like an FPS game.
and that was the thing. Halo invented auto aim as well.
Well, and that's kind of my point though. I don't like that shit for FPS games. Like, I don't know. That's part of the whole luster of an FPS game is, the aiming.
Yeah, I agree. It was just that you really can't aim with a controller very well, and that, at least, not at that time, people were
Yeah.
not skilled at doing so, right?
Yeah.
Still, it's definitely, I'd probably say out of those 3 games, it's like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
They're just like excellent, all 3. And actually, there's a PC version of Halo 1 that's totally free that's been upgraded to modern graphics. You should get that. It's called
Was it
SBV.
remastered?
Yeah. It's like someone basically remodded it, replaced all the textures and models with like modern stuff, so it looks like Destiny basically, but like you can play it on your PC and it's Halo 1 story. I would at least play that, and then you'd probably get a good respect for the game, and then you go play Halo 2, you'd be like, what is this garbage? It looks terrible.
Yeah, I might check it out at some point. I
They've
really
remastered actually Halo now I think about it. There's on that new Xbox, the Xbox One, they have Halo 2 and 3 like modern graphics now as well. I think even the first game.
Yeah.
They were going to keep going, but then the sales for the third remaster were not very good because the third game was already pretty good graphics. And then so they stopped like doing remasters after that. It was a little disappointing, but at some point, you know, they'll be like, all Halo games are now playable on PC as well, and then I'll be able to play all the remasters.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're already doing that with Windows 10 and Halo 5. That's totally free to play if you've got Windows 10.
Destiny is actually surprisingly well optimized though. Like you can run it with max settings like really easily.
Yeah, and it's really graphically intense too. It looks good.
Yeah. That's one thing that's been surprising to me about it.
Well, they did develop it like for consoles, but they didn't neglect the PC port, at least this time. So that's good.
Yeah.
I sort of understand why. They're trying to tie in the losses in Halo, because Halo lost Bungie. The good part about Halo was, you know, the controls were tight, yes. The gameplay was good, the graphics were good, everything was top-notch, but the story was excellent. And now the game's, the gameplay's not very good anymore. Like, it's repetitive. The level design's not very innovative. The characters are, like, they're not well written anymore. Everything's just gone down in quality completely.
Yeah.
It's a shame, because like they were all 10 out of 10, and then you're going down to like 4s and 3s. It's like, what are you doing? All the talent left to make Destiny, and that game looks like it's about an 8 out of 10. You know, maybe 7 with all the grindy pay-to-win shit. But you know,
there's not really much pay-to-win in it though. Like people were complaining about that, but like you can buy stuff that's basically like a skin for your exotic weapons. And it's not even like a predictable one. It's like you have a random shot at a skin for your exotic weapon, which implies that you got the exotic weapon to even use it for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can, and you get bright Ingrams every time you level, which is the same thing. And like leveling, you can do like 3 times a day if you really want to, you know, go for it.
Oh yeah. Get those loot crates.
Yeah.
I just don't like my games with loot crates in them. It's like really annoying that all the progressions loot crate this year.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't mind if it's cosmetic stuff. Like the cosmetic stuff, I really don't mind it being like pay for, like skins or what have you. I almost expect that at this point. I mean, I'm actually surprised that with this, like, you can basically you have access to everything that you get that way already.
I almost wonder if it's not time to draw a line in the sand over even cosmetics. Like, we allowed cosmetics and look where we are. I think it's time to go all the way back and regulate the shit out of the games completely.
I mean, it depends. Like some game, like if you do that, I think you're gonna go back to like $60, $80 games.
That's fine.
Chiefly.
I would gladly pay like $100 extra to get pay to win out of gaming. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone would, but
I
you
mean,
know, I definitely would.
Well, I mean, if you look at stuff like that, people complain about Star Citizen though too, with a lot of the stuff.
It's
that
terrible.
they've
That's
done.
why I'm not supporting it until it's an actual game, because like they could just run away with the money.
And, well, a lot of the stuff with Star Citizen, in my opinion, like, if you really just want to try the game, all you have to do is spend like $35 and get the starter package, and you can rent any other ship by just doing like PvP.
Yeah, and
And it's not
that's
even
so
a lot of
acceptable.
PvP.
But yeah, it's a lot of grindy, and people won't do that. And they're selling plots of land now for $100. It's a little ridiculous.
I mean, I think
I wish like
it is
Elite
a
would do that.
crowdfunded game.
I'd buy some Elite land if I could use it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it is a crowdfunded game, so they do have to get their capital, you know, somewhere. And I do think like the whole thing, like even the ships that you're getting now, like you'll be able to get in the game with like in-game currency, you know, without a problem.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
that's
not-
when I'm gonna buy in, because like I don't want to have to wait to get those good ships. I want the you know, that big
Yeah.
explorer thing that seats like 12, Star Lancer or whatever it is.
Oh, the freelancer. Yeah.
Freelancer, yeah. I saw that and
Yeah,
I was like,
which is-
yes.
Which is badass though, in my opinion, that you can like get stuff like that, and you'll be able to just get it from grinding. I mean, I don't know how hard the grind's gonna be for stuff like that. It seems like some of the stuff is gonna be driven through like I think they said that you'll be able to join the military if you want to. Like that's like a profession choice, and you know you're gonna have to like. It's not like you just like sign up and immediately you have access to military ships or anything, but
No, there'll be a grind.
yeah.
It's just like
I
Elite.
also-
You can grind to get your Anaconda, and then you join the military, and you can get your elite rank in Federation and you know the Empire.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not as bad as that. I think Star Citizen's gonna hopefully do a better job with it. Like, you know, they seem what
Well-
not to do now, right?
Yeah, I also think that Star Citizen seems more receptive to community feedback than what do you call it does, Elite Dangerous. Like FDM seems to kind of like do what they want to do and not do anything else, kind of.
Yeah.
Which I don't really think is a particularly good model. I think traditionally games that like listen to their communities usually do much better than ones that don't.
Oh yeah, totally. FDev used
Like
to
Epic.
listen, but they kind of stopped. I think because most of their community is like that still plays is just trolls.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think like a lot of the PvP stuff is kind of silly because it doesn't even make sense like that they keep like trying to hurt the PvP community because that's their best player retention. Like the casual people will usually just stop playing like after they, you know, reach their pinnacle of, you know, exploration. They're like, "Hey, I got an elite exploration. I, you know, traded a bit and I did this. Like what more does the game have to offer me?"
Exactly.
Whereby you have people who play PvP and they're like, hey, you know what? Like, I want to keep playing. Like, this is something that I can continuously do and derive enjoyment from. But when you go after that and basically attack it actively, you're literally hurting your player retention.
The guy's shooting at me. Mowing them all down with automatic blaster rifle.
Nice.
They're shooting me with firearms. I did install a new AI mod though, so they should be taking cover and stuff. Looks like they are.
Actually seems like in the DLC there's like many, like in Destiny there's a lot more spawns for stuff.
Yeah, they had to changed the rate of the bright engrams recently. I saw a news story about it.
I read that too, but I didn't really understand. Like, that doesn't seem to honestly make sense to me. Like, bright engrams are kind of, like, irrelevant to gameplay to begin with. Seems like a silly thing to be, like, upset about.
Well, isn't that the only thing you can buy?
No, you can buy silver, which effectively gives you the same thing as, like a bright engram.
Yeah, it was the same thing. There's a dilithium in Star Trek Online that you could convert to, like, pay-to-win credits, basically. And
the thing is
people
like,
got mad.
engrams...
They limited the amount of dilithium you could farm per day, right? And then they cut that in half, and the community, like, basically went on a massive uproar, and they reverted it. It's the same thing happening in Destiny, by the sounds of it.
Well, the silly thing is, though, is, like, there's not actually anything really fruitful that you get from, like, the bright engrams. Like, usually it's just like a ship, like a speeder type thing that you can go around planets on. That's literally a reskin of itself, like, every time you get it.
Yeah, but can other people see that you have that?
Yeah, of course they can, but it's literally, they're all the same. There's one model, they're just different colors. And you can change the colors of your own if you're so inclined to.
We have,
like, you can just apply a reshader to it. 6
luxury car companies that are based solely on that principle of having something that looks nice that other people see you in.
I guess, but
Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche,
you get it at a
BMW.
Like, without paying for it, you get it at a decent rate in the game. Like, it's kind of silly to me.
I agree. It does seem stupid. Like, if you can.
Like, it's not like you're getting an actual weapon. You're not getting, like, you know, anything that anybody else can't get. Like,
but to you and me, it's stupid because we're logical, sane individuals. To that one, like, crazy autistic guy that, like, can't handle himself, or, you know, buddy on his parents' credit card, it's, you know, it's $9,000, and then they make all their money off of that one person or 2 people.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's predatory is what it is, because, like, obviously we're seeing through it, right? Like, it's clear to most people, but they're betting on that, like, 0.01% person who maybe not quite mentally all there, or whatever the case is, or has massive gambling addiction, and there you go. Be interesting, because I think in the future they will put these, like, pay-to-win things in games and then automatically send, like, gambling treatment to that location. So, like, we saw you trying to pay to win. You're supposed to grind. It's like, we're sending you for counseling and treatment. Can't you see how your pay to win hurts all the feelings of the people who ground before you? That'd be so funny. Alright, I didn't think the Star Wars blasters were cheap before, but now that I can just wipe out entire squads by myself, I may have to reconsider. I think it's just the stormtroopers don't have any aim.
Yeah, there you go. I got another engram. The one that people are complaining about. I literally just got another one.
Can you, like, give them to other players and stuff?
No. It's
Can't
not
just,
tradable.
like, drop one on the ground and then push a guy off the cliff?
I hate people in this game.
Are they stealing
like
your loots?
People here. No, like, so you can make like a public event, a heroic one, which will give you better, like, equipment. And, like, before there's an opportunity to do it, these idiots just killed it. There's like 4 people here, like, plenty enough to be able to do this whole thing, but they just destroyed the boss for the public event before you can actually activate the heroic for it.
Lame. And then do they get all the loot?
No, you get the loot, but it's just shittier loot.
Yeah, it won't be the heroic loot, just the normal loot.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's why I came here. I don't need the shitty loot.
Sounds like World of Warcraft, where you can, like, run around and there'll be a world boss that'll spawn once per hour, and then some dude will be sitting there for 59 minutes waiting, and then on the last minute, Buddy will come through with his maximum level character and one-shot it, and then jump on his epic mount and fly away.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even a matter of one-shotting. It's just like you just have to be patient for a second. Like, basically, what you do is like there's rocket. Like you have to unlock all the rocket launcher spawns before you kill the boss, and it spawns a second one that you then have to fight. And it's not hard to like take down the boss like in a timely fashion, but these idiots are just like destroying it with the rocket launchers before you unlock all of them. Like I'm running around trying to take the orbs in to put them in, and they're shooting it with like rockets, which do like a fixed amount of damage, so you don't really have to, you know, you can have shit gear and the rockets still destroy the thing.
Well, it looks like they've got a little bit more variety from the first game, from what I saw. Like the first game, whenever I saw people streaming it, it was always the same, like 3-4 missions. Now it seems to be about 8 or 9 different missions.
What, Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, honestly. I thought Shady's description of Destiny was interesting and apt. He said he wishes that this would be like the first person mode of like Elite Dangerous. Which is kind of like an interesting thing to consider, because it's kind of like where Elite doesn't have the first person, this like that has nothing that you do in a ship really. Like, hey, look at this thing while I travel from one planet to another.
Yeah, it's the load screen.
Yeah. It's like a little cosmetic thing for your load screen.
Yeah, at some point they'll get the ship and you know, walk around first person game. I mean, it looks like Star Citizen's trying. Arma's kind of close.
Star Citizen, I think, is... Star Citizen seems like it's pretty well there, honestly.
That's why I like Arma. You can get in vehicles with like multiple people. There's full interiors. It just doesn't have spaceships, but it's got the planetary surfaces down. Someone was making a Star Trek mod that was gonna have space, but yeah, never actually came out. They abandoned it. The Star Wars mod has walkers, which is really cool. I just want a game where I can fly a spaceship and then walk on a battle mech and step on people on a planet in the same game. I've actually played that game. It's called Evercron Mercenary. I land on planetary surfaces, but there's a battle mech, but I don't think you can step on people. There's no like humans to step on.
Yeah.
So otherwise, it fulfills the criteria. I mean, Titanfall's pretty close, except that you don't really ever fly in a spaceship for more than a few seconds.
Yeah. Like style first-person mode, where you can actually like take over somebody's ship. I think that's pretty awesome in my opinion. Like you actually have like a boarding party.
Oh, the stormtroopers killed me.
I also like the idea in Star Citizen where like what do you call it happens. Oop. Hang on. What the hell's shooting at me here?
I definitely want boarding parties in Elite Dangerous.
Could you imagine like the people who complain about PvP if there were boarding parties?
Oh, I know.
Like, oh my god, this griefer stole my ship.
Have you seen Daisy?
No.
Okay, so that was an Arma mod too, but it's like the one where you run around in a big area and there's zombies everywhere, but really it's all about PvP because the other players are way more dangerous than the zombies. You know, The Walking Dead, the video game, basically. But like, you know, people will try to make friends. So you'd be like, hey, I'm friendly, you know, don't shoot me, and then they'll talk to you and maybe work with you in an hour and then betray you. Or like sometimes they won't, but you know, most of the time they do. So
Pretty funny.
you could put handcuffs and zip ties on people and stuff, and like capture them and steal all their shit, and then make the zombies eat them if you want. So there's lots of cool stuff. But I was thinking, imagine if you had that, like, take prisoners and zip tie function in Elite Dangerous, and then you could like shove them out the airlock and shit. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some
Oh, that'd be
crazy shit.
amazing.
I think that they would, like, nerf all that so you couldn't do it though. Like, they'd be like, yeah, we're getting rid of handcuffs.
Oh, yeah.
People were abusing it. A lot of people's feelings were hurt. Care Bears are stuck in solo. They don't want to play in open anymore.
Oh, honestly, that's like, if you can't handle it, you shouldn't be playing the game, in my opinion.
Well, they're changing the title. It's Elite Safe Space now.
Yeah, it's really what it should be.
It's all these massacred stormtroopers with blood everywhere.
The fuck shooting me in the back? Yeah.
They need to almost have like a Call of Duty Star Wars game. Because it's like in Call of Duty you shoot endless waves of Nazis, and then Star Wars you could just shoot endless waves of stormtroopers.
There you go.
You could just reskin it, really. Probably work fine. I saw that someone made a mod for Call of Duty 4 that put stormtroopers in it and gave you a blaster, and that was pretty much good enough. Still a better game than Battlefront 2. Dude, these guys have like ragdoll physics and stuff. The Stormtrooper has got his legs all crossed elegantly in an ultimate death pose.
There we go. These guys aren't idiots. These guys are perfect to heroic. It's not like it's that much harder. It's not harder at all, really.
I don't have batteries. I do not. Well, time to throw a thermal detonator. I'm sure it'll end well. How deadly is it?
That was pretty funny. I just got this new exotic shotgun that I've never tried before, and it just throws people around. And I just threw like a whole group of mobs off the side of like a whole like planet.
Yeah.
Like, no thank you, not today.
Where'd you come from? saw that. Don't shoot me. I'm just trying to get over here. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Oh, it works. Don't kill me. He killed me. Keep running. Are you kidding me? You know what? Fuck you. They're accurate. Oh. Can I get across? This is gonna be a problem. Alright. Oh shit. Alright. What kind of weaponry is gonna work against this? prepare for Titanfall. Seriously? You shoot me through the wall? There must be two of them. Orgy shot first. I was gonna shoot him too. Dance. Dance, baby, dance. Hmm. 29 deaths. Yeah. Killed 9 stormtroopers.